We are about to get underway for the Spring Classic Gorrick. This is the expert category. There is 9 of us on the start line, and you can bet your backside it's a full gas start. I didn't get a very good start. You can see Alan there in the pink kit, and Rich got a good start. But look at this, foot out, flat out, love it. Speedway, foot out job, and again round this corner. I've settled into 3rd place. There's a foot out again round here. Look at this, and I've just Max Verstappened it up the inside. That sneaky little move to get into 2nd place. But I tell you what, actually not getting that good start probably helped me a little bit, because while them boys were duking it out, swinging the choppers, going full send into them corners with like foot out and stuff, I just cruised in and took the better, faster line. So I didn't mean to do it, because no doubt if I'd got a good clip in, I'd have absolutely pinged it to try and get the whole shot and feel like a legend. But I took a wicked corner, sitting in 2nd wheel. I was absolutely buzzing with this start. This was my first time stepping up to the expert category in Spring Series number 1. I raced Sport, so this was a big jump up. The field isn't as big, but these boys have some berries. It is full beans. It is full gas. And I'm not going to get my excuses in. You know I'm going to get my excuses in, but I'm training a lot of volume at the moment. So in this race, my legs were tired. Is that a good enough excuse? I don't know. Little jump there. I almost went over the handlebars. Jesus. We were just coming in with such speed. And you can see this course. It's a private bit of land, so there isn't a lot of overtaking places. I am gonna one take this commentary, and it's not like cyclocross. Cross commentary is easy to commentate on, and I was saying to my old man, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to commentate on this video, because really there was nowhere to overtake. You were just going full gas, and I know it doesn't look like it, but this to me in my head felt like I was going full Nino Schurter. I'm not going to lie. Look, he's out the saddle, bish bash bosh up this climb. But how they turn this course like in such a small area just makes such a wicked course. It's unreal. It is super punchy. You can see the camera just flattens this climb. I'm telling you, it was a spicy little climb. But you can see, so it's Rich Freshwater in 1st place at the moment for Hunt Wheels, and he was putting me in the hurt box. Like every time we kicked up one of these climbs, I was like, you know, when you're just looking down at your little string legs and you're like, give me something, give me some more power, I need some ponies. I had nothing. But the good thing about following Rich through here was he uses his dropper seat post a lot, so it was cueing me every time he put it down. I was like, well, if he's doing it, I'm gonna do it. So like, to me, the dropper seat post is new. Up this, look, straight back up this climb, out the saddle, mash, just clinging on to his wheel. And at this point, but like I was saying, yeah, you can see the guys on the left in the race as well following us up. But yeah, it was helping me put down the dropper seat post. So it was a wicked learning curve being on his wheel. Strong guy. And I'm not 100% sure, I don't want to offend him, but I think he might be an over 40 vet. If he's not, and he does see this, I apologise. But if he is, he's a strong boy. There's a little group of us now that have pulled a tiny bit of a gap. So there was Rich Freshwater, me, then Kieran Jarvis behind me, and then Alan Gunner. So there's 4 of us. I think Kieran might be expert or elite, and I think Rich and Alan Gunner are both vets. So 4 of us all just going absolutely full numpty right now. And to be honest, I'd love to say I'd have liked to overtake, go to the front and see what I was capable of, but I was pure on the rivet right now. And you can see the other guys just chasing on. There wasn't really many big gaps at the moment, because we're like, what are we, like 4 minutes in? It's not going to open out that much, but it was these little like turns into little climbs, and it makes you realise how important it is to just be in the right gear. Look, he's accelerated straight out of that corner. You come down again and then you climb straight back up. So one thing I'm learning, just how important it is to be in the right gear, just to accelerate straight out of the corner, similar to cross. And this little climb here, punchy as the burn, that looks like nothing, but I tell you what, it was like a brick wall every lap. That was another thing that I was learning this race. Because I stepped up to expert, I was having to do an extra lap. So that was one fear of mine. I was thinking, like, I feel like in all races, we all go there to win. But at the same time, I was thinking, do not blow your biscuit. You have got to try and, although I want to win this race, no doubt, I need to stay with these boys. And I think if you're not turning up to win, what's the point of racing? I know it's fun, yes, it's sort of fun. It's like type 2 fun. It burns your legs, it burns your lungs, and it just bloody hurts. But we all come back each week because we want to win, we want to get faster, and there's something addictive about trying to get faster. And I've definitely got the bug. I am well and truly addicted to it. But look at this course, wicked, twisty little course. But so at the moment, I can hear Kieran is behind me, and he was like a little pit bull just dying to get past and put some pain on us. And I think it might be just here up this kicker. Is it here or in a minute? He goes past me and I was like, look, I can't do anything. Was it here? No, it wasn't this little bit. I'm one taking this. This is one take, George, on the commentary. But yeah, all of these little kickers were just adding up and burning my legs. And I was thinking, as long as the pace stays like this, I can probably just about hang on. But you know these boys are strong and they are looking to put in a mega monumental attack at some point. And I was just thinking in my head, when it happens, it is going to destroy me. But I was also saying, you've got to go with it. If you want to win, when that attack comes, you've got to make it hurt for that split second. These sections here are literally like the only recovery. It's like there's nowhere to overtake because it's so tight and narrow, and we're just going so fast at this point. But like these are your only recoveries because you have got to be switched on at all times, because if you're not punching up a climb or going through a twisty bit of single track, you're just clinging on for dear life on a little section like that. But look, it's twisty, perfect conditions though, like no mud. It is nice racing mountain bike at the moment. I know cross racers love the mud, but it's nice coming home from a race and not having to clean your bike. But Rich is just pushing the pace now, and you can't get past. The pace is too fast. And look, he drops his saddle for a little corner like that. It's absolutely mental. He loves a drop a seat post. But yeah, as I was saying, Kieran is behind us and I can just hear his breath. He is on my wheel, glued to it, waiting to just go past and pull the pin. And I'm thinking, when it happens, you have got to just give it everything. Full ponies, full berries to go with it. Look, same again, mash out at every corner. And I'm going to put it out there, I think XC mountain biking is way spikier than cyclocross. When I race cyclocross, I feel like it's actually a little bit of probably a more like threshold type effort. This is like threshold, spike up, so your eyes are jumping out of their sockets, and then it like dips back down on the descents where you're just trying to get some recovery. That's another thing I've learned. Recovering on the descents is so important, because when they do kick up the climbs, the kicks are mental. And I am learning every race so much. And this is where I got it wrong. This is where Kieran comes past me in a second. It starts to drag back up towards the car park, and obviously Rich is keeping the pace real high. So look, out the saddle, bish bash bosh. I couldn't go past. This was it. This is all the ponies, all the berries I have, and it is just round this corner where I think Kieran comes past, and I'm like, just let him have that spot. Look, we're out of the saddle at this point, just gunning it. I wish I had a power meter. Kieran comes past. Rich, little elbow out there. Love it. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. But I've then slotted into third. So the group, there's still 4 of us at this point. There's Rich now leading Kieran, and behind me is Alan Gunner. And I obviously don't know, back in the day, I have been told by the old man that Alan Gunner was he's an animal now. you'll see in a second when he goes past me. Shock, someone else goes past me. But back in the day, back in like 96, 97, I think he rode for Giant. And I am told by Dad that he was an absolute animal, a machine on a mountain bike. And he still is now. I think he's 40, little jump there, Techers. I think he's 40-something years old. I hope he is. I'm pretty sure he's in the vet category. And he is a strong, strong boy. I'm getting a masterclass in mountain biking from an elite expert rider in front of me and two flipping fast vet riders. They're probably two of like the fastest vet riders in the country, I'm going to say. But yeah, look, you can see here, even through these sections, it's tight, twisty, and like you're trying to recover because you know when it gets to the next climb, it is going to be full gas again. So look, everyone's just trying to recover, but there's nowhere to recover on this course. I cannot recommend it enough. If you live in the southeast area, there's going to be another one of these at this venue, I think 2nd of April. The Gorrick always put on a wicked course, super chilled, super relaxed, and just everyone's out there having fun, full gas racing. Look, they're putting the hammer down again now, and I'm just like, please boys, back off. My legs are absolute shell city right now. But yeah, if you like a technical, like not super technical, but like twisty, punchy course, this is the one. Absolutely wicked. But as soon as we come out here, it's going to kick again, and we are getting close now to the point where the monumental attack is going to happen. But the question is, who is going to put in that monumental attack? Spoiler alert, it is not going to be me because I am on the rivet right now. It is going to be one of the other boys, and it was mammoth. I mean, I tried to go with it. You're going to see in a second. Oh, hey, Techers, little foot out, love it. That's the sort of pace you're pushing. One little mistake, you can go down like a sack of potatoes, and it could have been a you can't park there, but unfortunately, these boys have got far too much Techers to hit the deck. But we're coming back down the descent now, and a super fast descent before we hit the next like punchy climb up. Look at that, look at the pace we're going at. Like, we are shifting right now, and it really doesn't do it justice when you're racing mountain bike. And like I said, I'm like half debating putting a power meter on this bike just so I can show you the power that's going out. But I'm sort of like, it's going to be a bit of a waste of money because I don't train on this bike. I literally just use it for racing because I'm too scared to get it muddy. Yes, that is pathetic. Look at it out here. Go on, son. Give it some. Go on, look, he's trying to move up. And I see this now. I'm like, he was keen to put that attack in. And I said to myself, as soon as Kieran goes and puts that attack in, you sell your soul to go with it. No, at whatever cost, if you blow your biscuit, if you blow up, you cannot win a bike race unless you try and follow the attack. You have got to go with it. You've got to make it hurt. And you're about to see, you can see how keen he was. He tried to get past just then. Like I said, it's super hard to move up when you're going this fast and there isn't any wide overtaking areas. But look, you saw him look over there. He's seen the little climb. Rich looks over his shoulder. He knows what's about to happen. He's winding it up, and he's gone. And I'm like, I've got to make the move. So I've come over. Look, elbow to elbow. Get it, son. Come on. Love it. Absolutely love it. Elbow to elbow. I think we made contact there, but I was like, you have got to go with that move, Georgie boy. Get on the wheel, go with it. Look, he's going again, he's kicking again, he's looked over his shoulder. Who's gone with it? I've gone with the first attack, but that one really hurt. I was max heart rate right now before the next climb. And he goes again, he starts kicking again up here. Look at the pace he's putting in up here. Fair play to Kieran. I was shell city. And this is where Alan sees the danger. Just on my right, I think he comes past me. Look at that, he's going past me like I'm stood still. I was putting out everything I had. And I was just like at this point, jump on Alan's wheel. He will close that gap down. But he was pushing the pace on this descent, and I'm still trying to build a little bit of confidence on the descents, get a little bit faster, and you can't afford to let the gap open on the descent. This is where we need to get recovery in now, because as soon as it kicks uphill again, you've got to be ready to just rip it. Kieran's put us in the hurt box right there. Fair play to the man. He attacked, looked over his shoulder, saw we were still there, attacked again. And you can see they're starting to gap me a little bit now, but I'm thinking, just hold on. I've got Rich on my wheel right now. So he's like thinking, I've just done all the work, you better shut this gap down. But in XC, it's really hard to shut a gap down because you're all just going full gas. It's not like if you quickly bridge across, you're going to get any drafting benefit. There is like a little bit of an element of drafting, but not a huge amount. These two boys have got a bit of techers and hop the log. Georgie boy doesn't have the minerals, so he goes around the chopper line, around the side. And yet again, look, they're putting the hurt in, and I'm just thinking, look, Kieran's out the saddle, absolutely smashing it up there. Alan's pretty much on his wheel now. And I'm just thinking, do not give up. Give it 100% right now, because at some point they're hurting just as much as me. They're in the locker, and as soon as they ease up, that is when it's my chance to close the gap and pray to the Lord that they do not attack me again as soon as I get back on. So I'm just thinking, it's my motto as soon as I start to get distance, never ever give up. Always 100%. Although you're hurting, they're hurting just as much. So you've got to just keep pressing on, because if that pace eases a tiny bit, you will shut that gap down in the blink of an eye. But in the moment when it's hurting and you know you just don't have that little sprint to get back on it, you're just thinking to yourself, I just want to ease a little bit. But this is when you got to make it hurt. And I wish I had that switch in my head where I could just switch off and let the pain just go, sort of thing. There's some people that can just suffer, and I don't think I'm one of them people. I'm slowly learning through cross, through XC mountain bike. I'm slowly learning. But that is lap 1 of the expert race. It was about a 17-minute lap. Absolutely full numpty. Dad's there on the right, and he was going nuts. You got to shut that gap down. You got to get on that wheel. And I was like, you know, Dale boy, I'm going to do it for you, Dale. I'm going to shut that gap down. So look, I pressed on here and I was hurting. And I was like, just put a little surge in out of this corner. This is where they were foot out, flat out. I was like, put a little surge in just up here. Look, I'm out the saddle now. Rip, rip, rip. And I do pretty much close the gap. But I pushed so hard in this little section from that bottom corner to here to close the gap. I burnt literally all my matches. Right now, I was in a big hole. I was full shell. Gravel Granny was over on the right with Dad again, and he was like, good lad, get on that wheel, come on. But this was it. This was the moment I knew. You know when you know, like, as soon as that next hill comes, my legs just aren't going to recover in time. And that's what XC's all about. How can you flipping rip it up a climb and then recover and go again? And I am slowly building that capacity to rip it up the climb, recover, recover. But today, this step up to expert made me realise these boys are strong boys. And I did not have the ponies to go with it. Look, the gap's opening, and it was disappointing that it opened on like the flat section / downhill, because I just buried myself up the other side to get back on. But like in my head a little bit, I was just thinking like, you need to rein it in, son, because you've got another 4 laps to do, and the wheels were already falling off. And if they fall off completely, I was not going to make it to the end. So there's an element of you've got to go with it. You've got to bury yourself. There's also an element of if you go full numpty and completely blow up, it is game over. But this is it here. Signed, sealed, delivered. Kieran and Kieran and Alan have absolutely dispatched me right now. It is it. I am in the post, dispatched, gone. And up here, I was labouring, and then Rich comes back past me and he is like, that is payback for that little dirty move you done on the inside. And I was just like, once he came past, I was like, you've got to just jump on, cling on. You don't know if he's going to be strong enough to shut that gap down, because the gap wasn't massive. I think we might be able to see them over on the left somewhere. I don't know. They're just down on the left, but he then opens the gap up on me because he's trying to then bridge across to the front too. You can see him on the left. And somehow I managed to shut it back down again. But I just, every time it was like, I knew that as soon as it went uphill, my legs just didn't have that punch on the day, and I just couldn't punch hard enough. You can see the gap wasn't huge. The two there, Rich in third, and I just didn't have the berries I needed to stay with it and get on. If I was fresh, maybe I could have. Excuses. But I spent the next half lap or so just hanging on for dear life, and it was just here where the wheels completely fell off. Ollie Mant comes past me now, I think it is. Look at that. Someone sign the boy up. Get the man some Lycra. He has dropped me like a stone. He is a strong boy. I think this was his first expert race as well. Baggy shorts, baggy top. Legend. That's a mic drop when you turn up like that. Someone get this man some Lycra. He is going to be an animal. But from there, I literally spent the next lap. I've jumped on a lap now, recovering. I was sitting in 5th place. I was in an absolute hole. But just on the left here, Alan, who was in the lead group, I think must have had an accident or something, because I saw him like straightening his handlebars. So I ended up coming back past him, moving up into 4th place. And basically from then, it was just pure survival mode to the end. And I did come away with 4th place. I can't be too disappointed. Excuses, I had tired legs. But the leading order was Kieran in 1st. Rich for Hunt came 2nd. Ollie in the baggies, Legend 3rd. Me 4th. And then Alan in 5th. It wasn't a huge field. Only 9 of us, but absolutely mega race. I hope that I've tried to keep this as interesting as possible. It was hard to commentate over this for 20 odd minutes. I might have to shorten it down a bit, but I really do hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and keep making these ones as we go forward. Hopefully next time I'll have a little bit more time, put some heart rate and some data on the screen, but this one's been a little bit rushed, and we are back racing Southern XC next. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.